Hey guys, it's Crystal, and welcome back to my channel. First and foremost, I want to apologize for not posting for an entire month. I have been getting used to my new routine at my job that I've been at for a month now, which is crazy to think about. And also just getting used to some life changes, as well as this month alone has been a very busy month with Institute Day at the very beginning of the month at my school, my cousin's 15, my birthday, and just a whole bunch of stuff happened this month that I didn't really get the chance to sit down and record a video for you all. But with everything settling and winding down, at least I hope that's the case, I am making a video and I hope to get back to posting weekly like I was before. So again, I apologize for my leave of absence. There was just so much going on this whole month that I didn't get the chance to record a video. With that being said, today's video I am going to be showing and talking about the books that I've gotten for my 25th birthday. Well, books that I got for myself mainly. So I turned 25 2 weeks ago, and what I'm doing for my birthday, specifically, this is something that I'm doing for myself, is I am buying myself 25 books to celebrate 25 years of life on this planet. So I'm going to split this video in half, and I'm only going to show you 12 books in today's video. So the first two books that I am going to show you are these: A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Wings and Ruin. This is book 2 and book 3 in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I have heard so many good things about that series, as well as I've been told to read it by numerous people, not just my friends who have read this series, but also people on the internet who have read it. So it is on my TBR. And with me reading this series soon, well, soon as in most likely come January, I had to get books 2 and 3 just so that way when I finish book 1, I can get straight into it. The next books that I got are these: Red Rising and Golden Sun. I have heard good things about this book series. So as of right now, I got the first 2, and there's, I believe, 3 or 4 more in the series. But from what I've gathered and from what I've seen people talking about online, is that this is kind of like a more science fiction, more adult version of Hunger Games, I believe. It's sci-fi, and I don't know how else to put it other than I've heard a lot of good things about this series, and I'm very excited to get into it. It's a different genre than from what I've read. I mean, granted, yes, I have read science fiction books. The only other sci-fi book that I've read is Dune. I think that's the only sci-fi book that I've read. I'm gonna have to look on Goodreads to make sure that I've read more. But besides the point, this is a sci-fi series that I've heard good things about, so I had to get books 1 and 2 so that way once I get into it, I can read book 1 and immediately start book 2. The next 2 books that I got, and they're not together, they're written from different authors, as you'll see, are these. We have Secretly Yours and King of Pride. So Secretly Yours is the first book in a duology that Tessa Bailey wrote. She is definitely one of my auto-buy authors. Auto-buy meaning whenever she comes out with a book, I may not know what it's about, but I'm gonna get it anyway. So I got this one, the first one in the duology, and like I said, I don't really know exactly what it's about, but I'm excited to read it anyway. I read her other books, which are called It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line, and Sinker, and I really loved those books. Her style of writing, I absolutely loved, so I had to get another one of her writing. And King of Pride is written by Anne Huan, another one of my auto-buy authors. I read her entire Twisted series, and I have the first book in this series. So the first book is called King of Wrath, and this is King of Pride, obviously. I haven't read King of Wrath yet, so I had to get the second book so that way once I start the first one, I can get into this one. And again, I love Anne Huan's writing. I enjoy the story and the characters. All of the books that I have of her are romances. So I'm really looking forward to reading this book as well. If it's anything like her other writing, I'm excited to get into this series. The other two books that I've got are Flawless and Crossed. So this first one, Flawless by Elise Silver. I'm gonna get so much hate for pronouncing her name wrong. This is the first book in a romance series. I believe it's called Chestnut. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to look up what the name of the series is, but this is book one in a romance series. She, from what I've gathered on social media, is she tends to write a lot of like Southern romance, so cowboys and just that kind of genre of romance. And I've never read a cowboy romance before, but I've heard good things about this one. So I'm looking forward to getting into this one and the rest of the series. Again, no idea what this book or this series is about, but I cannot wait to read it. The next book is Crossed. It is the fifth book in the... Oh, it says right here. In the Never After series. So if you've seen my previous videos before, I've talked about the Never After series, which is this author takes beloved fairy tales that we all know and love and gives them a twisted, dark twist to them. And so I can't exactly remember what this one is about. But again, another author that is an auto-buy author. Even though I haven't read the other 4 books, I'm still gonna buy her stuff because I hear that it's good. So I cannot wait to read this one as well. These next 2 books are completely different, somewhat polar opposite. We got Promises and Pomegranates and the Poppy War. So Promises and Pomegranates, I think I probably saw this on social media a handful of times. It's not all that much talked about, so I have no idea what it's about. I guess I should read the back just to get an idea. Elena, to most, Cal Anderson is a villain. Harbinger of death, keeper of souls, frequenter of nightmares, Dr. Death, Hades incarnate. They say he stole me. Usurped my fiance and filled the cracks in my heart with empty promises. Okay. So this kind of sort of sounds like it's going to be a very dark romance. Maybe not too dark, but a dark romance. I got it mainly because the cover was pretty. I'm sorry, I judged the book by the cover. Don't come at me, BookTube. The next book that I got is The Poppy War, which again is another book that I saw being talked about all over social media. It is a sci-fi? Science fiction or fantasy, one of the two. but I'll read the back just to give you guys an idea on what it's about. When war orphan Rin ace the Keju. Anyway, the empire-wide test to find the most talented youth to learn at the academics, she surprised everyone. Test officials, the guardians who wanted to marry her off and further their criminal enterprise, and even herself. But being a dark-skinned peasant girl from the South is not easy at... I'll put the name up here because I do not want to mispronounce the name. The most elite military school in Nikan. Again, I'll put the name here. Targeted by rival classmates for her color, poverty, and gender, Rin discovers that gods long thought dead are very much alive and that she possesses a lethal unearthly power and aptitude for the nearly mythical art of shamanism. Again, I'll put the name here. That could be the weapon the Empire desperately needs. So that is this book. Originally, I did not want to put it on my list, but because I've heard good things about it, I had to get it. So that is these two books that I've gotten. And the next two books that I got are these. Lotus and Fall of Ruin and Wrath. So this book is also written by an autobi author of mine. If you've seen any of my previous book videos, I talk about Jennifer L. Armstrong's work often. I'm still have yet to read the rest of her series From Blood and Ash, as well as I need to read the prequel to that series, and I have the first two books already. So when I found out that she was coming out with another book, I had to get it. She also came out with another book that I'm planning on buying. So 2 books of hers that I am getting myself and that I cannot wait to continue reading. But this one is smaller than her other books. Like, I have her hardcover books for the entire From Blood and Ash and A Shadow in the Ember, and they're big. This one feels smaller, but I'll read the inside cover. Just a paragraph. Long ago, the world was destroyed by gods. Only 9 cities were spared, separated by vast wilderness teeming with monsters and unimaginable danger. Each city is now ruled by a guardian, a royal who feeds on moral pleasure. So that is Fall of Ruin and Wrath, and from what I hear, it's the first book in the Awakening series. So it sounds like there's going to be plenty more books coming out after this one. And then Lotus. This is another one that I judged the book by its cover, and I legit only saw it once on my book Instagram feed and was convinced I had to get it. So we're gonna read the back to know what it's about. All these years, I've never given my heart to anyone. The truth is, I didn't have a heart to give. My heart was with a ghost. To the rest of the world, he was the little boy who went missing on the 4th of July. But to Sydney Neville, he was everything. Her heart hasn't been the same since her best friend disappeared, but she learned to build her life around that missing piece. So this sounds like another romance book. Yeah, I've dove deep in the romance genre, guys. Not saying that romance is the only thing that I read. Again, I have a huge shelf of books to my left, your guys' is right, just full of books that I need to read. But these are the other books that I've gotten myself thus far. And obviously, I've got myself more books. I just want to split this video into 2 parts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other books that I can talk about, but I'm going to wait until I have the other 12 or the other 6, just so that way I have my 25. So I just shared 12 with you. I'm going to share the rest in another video. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Please give it a like, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what books you guys are currently reading, or if you guys have bought yourselves any new books that you're excited about. Please leave that below. And also let me know what other content you guys want to see on my channel. I know I've been gone, so I want some fresh ideas. I want to know what you guys want to see, so that way I can implement some of those ideas so I don't go missing for another month and then come back a month later. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and I will see you guys next week with a brand new video. I promise I'll be back next week. Bye.